Do you feel stuck? Do you feel like you're just at the same place in your career and you don't really see a way out? This is a great time for you to take it to the next level. Level Careers is a course that I've been talking about for some time. From account executive and even sales engineering, there are courses that can help you propel from where you are now to where you want to go. Check out the link below. Use my promo code Joseph10 and check out the free courses, whether that's the SOC analyst course, the account executive course, or the sales engineer course. Take your career to the next level. Careers Technology. Hey family, I'm back again. We talked about course Careers Technology sales course and what it did to change my life. Wait, there's more. Not only is it technology sales information technology courses as well. Now there's human resources, customer success, UI UX, and did I even mention that there also is software development as well? Front end, back end, and DevOps? Listen, this is something that you definitely want to take advantage of. So go ahead, click that link. Don't forget there's a discount from me if you click that link, and I hope to see you on the other side. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Tech Niche Tips. I'm your host, Joseph M. Smith, and like I always say, we have another one for you, and I am glad to introduce my brother, Sebastien, to the stage. How you doing, Sebastien? Are you well, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Joseph? Man, look, I'm doing good. I'm living life, brother. I'm doing great, man.
Man, we were talking before, y'all, and I was like, New York love, right? Brooklyn love, Brooklyn in the house. We're gonna be talking about that in a few. Forgive my voice, y'all, because I was sick and still sick. I just popped like 4,000 like milligrams of vitamin C just now, trying to get this thing out of my system. But it's all good. It's all gravy. I just want to say thank you so much for you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to go to the comment section like always. Again, we're going to have a great time. Just so y'all know, we're going to actually start this show here on LinkedIn and on YouTube. But we are also going to be moving it over for the Q&A just to YouTube. So YouTube people, if you don't see it in the bottom right there, it says subscribe to the channel, youtube.com. at Tech Niche Tips, and also LinkedIn family, do the same, because I don't want you to miss out on the Q&A part that we have. And so definitely do that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to the comment section. Mitch, Jersey in the house. That's right, Jersey brethren. And then I got Scott here. Peace and blessings, bro. You got the young bull on here today. He is very bright young man with some game. I mean, you got fans, brother. You got fans, Sebastien. I
appreciate it, dog. Appreciate all the love, man.
And I got Evolve. I love the intro. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Evolve. I appreciate you saying that as well. And I'm trying to keep it going. Trying to keep it going. Mitch is back. He says, "What's up, fam?" There's a lot of love in the groups in the chat for each other. So I really appreciate that. Well, let's get right into it, because I don't want to delay things. I just wanted to make sure that we just felt the temperature in the room and we got going, man. But Sebastien, let's talk about it. You were a high schooler and you were able to pivot and land a job in tech sales. And I want to just if you can, let people know a bit about yourself right now, what you're doing, and then we'll dive into your story.
I bet. So my name is Sebastien Solomon. I'm 18 years old. I'm turning 19 in like 2 weeks, so I'm getting a little old, so I can't use 18 as a crush no more. But I live in the DMV. I went to Bishop McNamara High School. I graduated this May, and in about 2.5 months, close to 3 months, I managed to change my life around and break into tech.
Beautiful. And I'm so glad to hear that. And now we're going to dive in, because we've both realized that we have Brooklyn as our roots. Can you talk
Yes,
about
sir.
growing up in Brooklyn and just how you were able to be formed in your young years there?
Yeah, so honestly, I was in Brooklyn for like about 5, 6 years and everything like that. Born, everything. I lived in the crib, man. I was living in like those small houses where like it had to be 1 bedroom, 1 basement, and everything like that. That was my crib I lived in. But honestly, it was amazing. My parents worked very hard. I grew up around the Cypress Hills area, and I went to like a great school and everything like that. So I'm just happy for like the life I had in New York. Then for my parents moving all the way down to Maryland and supplying me with this great life and how hard they worked for it.
Wow. So from Brooklyn to Maryland, those are two different worlds. Can you talk about how you were able to kind of navigate those two different worlds and what did you learn during your time in Maryland?
Yeah, so what I mean, like I think Maryland is very slept on with just like networking and a lot of opportunities down there, everything like that. In the DMV, you got VA, DC, Maryland, all that stuff. So just like meeting new people, meeting people that do big things around this area is honestly crazy. So like just trying to grasp that and knowing that there's a lot of like rich millionaires in this place is honestly just something like crazy that I just try to like think of every single day.
Wow, what are the craziest experiences or the things that you have seen being around a totally different group of people? What are some things that you were able to either learn or see that left a lasting impression on you?
So the biggest one I could tell you was I'm part of a nonprofit and it was part of my school. So I had this dude come in, right? He had a he really just showed me like crazy things. Like, yeah, my mentor, he made like 80 million a year. I was like, and he's like, yeah, I'm making like over like 200, 300K a year. He had an Audi R8 and everything like that. And he was just showing me the car. Like, yeah, I just got like, it was just like a walk in the park. And the biggest thing I seen was
Wow.
when I go to VA, it's called Tyson's Corner. That's where the rich folks at. Like, I was really just driving. Oh, I see like a Lambo, a G Wagon, a Rolex on somebody's arm. I was just like, I was just like, goodness gracious, dog. Like people really got it like that, and it's just baffling seeing it all the time. But it just put like a like big smile on my face, knowing like, hey, look, there's people out there that do this stuff and everything.
Yeah, and that makes me think because I just had a conversation with Kanika Tolver, and she's from that area as well. A lot of people in that area are working in governmental tech, gov tech. They're working in the government in some way, shape, or form. Is that the people that you were running into at that particular time of your life?
Yes, I was running to those people. I was running a lot of government stuff. Yeah, I mean it's DC and VA, like a lot of government stuff and everything like that. But people don't realize like there's a lot of tech companies out in VA and like Bethesda area. Like, bro, Salesforce is literally right there. Yeah,
Wow.
Salesforce, Cvent, you got Memory Blue, like those companies. So there's a lot of like tech companies out there. Oh, Zoom Info's here and Maryland also. So like it's really big in the tech world around there, like a lot.
Wow. So growing up in this environment, you are exposed to a lot of different influences based off of what we're talking about right now. What made you decide in high school that I'm not going to go to college right now? I'm not going to go anywhere else. I'm going to make this path of entrepreneurship and also the path to tech sales. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so what happened was in my high school time, it just became a point. I was like, though, I don't want to do school no more. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. Like, it got to a point. I was like, bro, the things I'm learning, I'm not gonna learn anything, bro. And like honestly, like I'm like it's no hate at all. Like honestly, I feel like in college it'd be like a bubble for me. Like college is like a bubble, dog. Like you just have work, just homework and stuff like that, party, all that stuff, blah blah blah.
Mm,
I wouldn't learn
yeah.
anything about like real life or like goals and the things I talk about now. I would have not learned that throughout that summer of me grinding and trying to like realize like this is a big boys game and everything like that. So I want to learn more about like real life. Because look, you don't really learn about real life, in my opinion, until you get out of college. Well, that's 22, 23. Then you try to go into the working force and you got to do this and that. So I just wanted to get into it early and actually like learn like what is life like. And it's not fair. It's not fun and games and everything like that. So I don't take it with a grain of salt.
And that's very mature of you, first of all, to think about that. And just remind me, you are currently 19 years old.
No, I'm 18 right now. I'm about to turn
Phew.
19 in like 3 weeks. So
And you
yeah,
think and you're thinking this way already? Like
yes.
it's just that to me is a sign of your upbringing. Can you talk about how your parents have what things they've instilled in you that have made you become the person that has this type of character?
Yeah. Look, I'm Caribbean. I'm a Caribbean man. People already know what to expect and everything like that. They do not play
Yeah.
around and everything like that. They're very hard hitting on you and everything like that. But it's for a reason, because they want to see their kids become successful. They work hard and everything like that. They want you, like, I understand why parents, like Caribbean parents, African parents, all that, want to see the kid go to college because they want them to be successful. They wanted to be like this way and stuff like that. I totally understand that, and that was like literally me. Like when I told my parents I was not going to college, it was just like, huh? You not going to college?
Ooh,
I was like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, it was bad. But like at the same time, I understand like just a grind that they had to do to get here, all that stuff. You hear the stories about, oh, I had to walk this long, blah blah
The
blah.
fetch water, I had to walk this long to fetch water. My
I know,
parents are from
I had
Guyana,
to walk
yeah.
this long to fetch some water. Oh my, like the
Yeah.
stories, bro.
Yes,
Like
sir.
I had to walk to church on Saturday, be at church every Sunday, just like that. Yo, I had to take the bus, all that, and
Yeah.
I understand it. It was hard hitting, like, and they of course they're gonna put that on me. I'm their kid, so just learning
Yeah.
that and everything like that, and like yo, the work I see them do, like get up every single morning, going to work. I was like, it's like it put upon me, like yo, I can't disappoint them. I can't be a disappointment. I can't. It's
Yeah.
not in me. Like that's mostly every African Jamaican household. You cannot be a disappointment in some type of way. It doesn't matter. That's how it goes.
Yeah, people in the comment section, let me know if that's how you were raised because I'm my family from Guyana, and they value hard work, like physical, hard laboring work, and so for them to make a way, move to the United States, right? And I'm basically saying this on behalf of Sebastian and myself. For anybody that came from not just a Caribbean household, but those that came as immigrants over to the United States, working hard. Can y'all relate? Let me know in the comment section because what you're saying is so true. Is like our parents, they see work of one way, and we're exposed to so much that we're like, hey, you know what? There might be a different path, mom and dad. And the fact that you were so strong with that, and the fact that you were like be able to kind of stand on your own too, and say, hey, listen, I love you. Do not want to do want to let you down, but I think this is the path that I need to take. Now, did you have any friends at this time that were thinking the same way, or you were just like a standalone outlier among your peers?
I so my friends. So one thing I could tell about my friends from high school and everything like that. Like, look, what I could tell is like you gotta have a tribe of people that are with you. So they agreed. They was with me on it. But here's the thing, I think out of my high school, I think I'm the only person that didn't go to college that year that graduated. I think I'm the only person, or like other like two people. I don't
Oh
know about the
wow.
rest, but I think I'm like one of the only people that didn't go to college and chose the untraditional path and everything like that. But my homies I got like that are with me, and I still talk to them to this day. They my ride or die. They were all supportive. It was like, yo, Sebastian, yo, you got it, man. They see all the stuff I'm doing. They see all the stuff I'm doing. They always were posting my stuff, liking my stuff, commenting. So they're very supportive. No matter even if they in college, like they are with me throughout all the way, and I'm with them too.
Yeah, I'm glad you shared that because I really wanted to get an idea of who you were before we started talking about that tech stuff because it really does who you are really does shape what you can do. And you did something very unique in my opinion. You pivoted from high school and went straight into tech sales. Now, can you talk about that moment of like, okay, I don't want to go to college, but I'm going to take this path. What happened there? How did you make that transition?
So what happened? I first started out in real estate because I was like, okay, I need to think of something how I can earn money. I was like, all right, let me get into real estate. I was taking my real estate course, yada yada yada. Boom! It got to a breaking point because I was close. I was really close I was about getting a real estate license. I was very close, and I was gonna take the test, but it got to a point where I was like, dog,
Mm,
I don't think I could do this no more. I don't know. Something just clicked in me. So I was like, all right, we got to move on. Choose something quick. Boom! On YouTube, Caleb Berg, tech sales. Cyrus, tech sales. Anthony O'Neill, tech sales. So I was like, all right, we're doing this. I didn't look at course careers. I didn't look at no reviews. Right then
wow.
and there, I was like, when I graduate on May 26, 2023, I will buy this course right after, like when I get home. And I literally just went on from there.
Wow. I'm gonna let that sink in. You caught the vision right away. You played no games and you literally were like, I'm going. I'm not gonna lie, man. I definitely understand that energy and that mind thought when you're at your age. I'm not gonna, there's a lot of people that are, the older we get, the more skeptical we get because there's certain things that have happened to us in life that make us feel like we've either been betrayed, we've either been let down, and so we're a little bit more guarded. But you said, no, 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 no. I see this. Let me go after it. So right after high school, you get into course careers. How long did it take you to complete the course?
Oh, it took me 2 weeks.
So you really were not playing any games. You like,
Yeah,
listen, this is all I got.
I wanted to complete in a week and a half, but I somehow I couldn't. But yeah, I completed 2 weeks. I was right after I was here in this room on the computer. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh boy. Mm. So what are the things that stood out to you about going through that course that made you be like, this is some good stuff here? Like, what are the things that you remember learning that you were like, I'm taking this, I'm taking that? Of course, there's a lot, but what are the key, like probably 1 to 3 things that really resonate with you when you went through course careers?
So a big key thing was I want to shout out to Trent for this. He had a in the Google Calendar part of the course. I literally use that as my everyday for my job. I'm gonna use that probably for the rest of my life because I like that process. Two, I actually learned about like what sales really is. I don't think people really understand like yo, sales is like literally everything, man. Like I was like, look, you can hate or love it. It's like that's the basis of everything that you do, no matter what. So just learning about that, learning about cold calling, learning about
Yep.
prospecting, learning about how sales is like part of your everyday life, how like business, like these big businesses are using it and everything like that. So just learning that and be like, all right, I could get my foot in here. I could probably do something with this. That was like the thing that really resonated with me.
Wow. So when it comes to you going through the course, you complete the course in 2 weeks. And then the next thing that happens is that you're basically job hunting at this particular time. How do you approach the job hunting process?
Okay, so honestly, it was brutal. Like when I got a taste of that real world, it's like boy, it was like that's like it was like boy, you don't know what you're about to get into, and I did it, but I just kept going. So first month, I saw like mass supplying and stuff like that. Don't recommend it unless you're gonna do it strategically. But
Yeah.
I was still doing the right things while I was mass supplying. I was still emailing the recruiters. I was still doing LinkedIn messages and everything like that. Then I was like, all right, we gotta, because I did get a look. Here's the thing, I got an offer letter like 3 weeks, like a couple, like a week or two after I graduated the course and everything like that. And
Ah.
I got an interview from a big 10 company during that time too. So it was worth it. But then month two, I was like, all right, we gotta go way harder in this.
Mm.
So month two, I was like, all right, that's when I started posting my content on LinkedIn, only LinkedIn. That's when I started like posting videos and everything like that. Then I went into cold calling. Then I went harder into cold calling. I went harder into my cold outreach, like deep into it. I went into my prospecting. I literally bundled all of that into month two. Then boom, I got my tech offer. I was like, yes,
Nice.
like yes.
Ooh. And listen, y'all, we're gonna break that down more in the Q&A part. I just want to give you an overview of what we're gonna talk about. And like I said, for those that just joined, Q&A is strictly gonna be happening on YouTube. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's below on the bottom of the screen where you can see to subscribe and join there because the Q&A is gonna be happening over here. We love you, LinkedIn family, but go ahead and join us on the other side as we're gonna talk about the details of the job prospecting that he did. And so let's talk about that. So 2 months in, you get the job, you get the offer letter, you accept the job. Now, now when you get into the role, was the preparation that you did with course careers, did it really help you, or was it just like, nah, that wasn't really that helpful? What was your opinion about that?
No, I was in the trenches, bro. Like I literally had to learn all this on my own. So here's what course careers. Course careers just gives you the basis of what you are going to learn about. And
Yep.
this will give you the insights about how you're going to literally grind your butt off to honestly get the job. It doesn't teach you that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Like it doesn't. So it was literally like I had to learn how to do it on my own. I had to think. I had to be very analytical. I was like, all right, this is not working. Do this. This person not doing this. All right, I'm doing this. Is this gonna work? Blah blah blah. So I had to be very very analytical with my approach. So I literally had to learn all this stuff on my own. everything was all on me. But I did have people on help. Like I had my career coach, Naja Dunn, all that stuff. I had my boy Richard and everything like that. They was guiding me through the way. But like nobody's gonna do the work except for you. So I still had to like really grind and really like just do my whole process. I was testing things out. Literally. I'm gonna put it straight forward. And boom, that happened.
Wow. Wow. And let me ask you this one. And right now, y'all get your questions in the comment section, y'all, because we're gonna go straight to Q&A after I say this. But in regards to the success you found yourself happening right now while you're working in the field, can you talk a little bit about the success you've had thus far? Or if not, if you're still kind of finding your way, let's talk about that as well. But how is it currently for you right now working in your industry, in your field?
So I am all outbound, and I don't think, and like honestly, that's tough for a kid for his first job. I'm not gonna lie to you. Outbound is honestly brutal to you. Like you gotta find the people. You gotta do like nobody's coming to you. So just learning that. So what I did was I literally learn more about my buyer persona and your ideal customer profile. I understand why they keep repeating it a lot because you literally have to know that. If not, you're not gonna get people on the phone. You're not probably gonna contact the right person. You're probably not gonna know like how much revenue they got, everything like that. So me really honing in on my buyer persona, my ideal customer profile during the way is like some I'm really trying to get my foot in because like I said, I'm the people who are reaching out to them. They're not coming to me. I had to
Yeah.
hunt them.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I want to encourage you right now. I know you said you're in the trenches, you're doing outbound, but I'm going to encourage you, man. You're in a good place to be. Once you start developing this callus in regards to rejections and being, well, they don't really have B2B doesn't happen as much as B2C, but being hung up on things of that nature, you're definitely going to be able to do wonders in this area, right? Because you already have the mindset like I ain't quitting for nothing. So that's gonna be good. Last question, actually, before we get into it, as somebody did make a good point. Yeah, buyer persona, ideal customer profile, very very important. That's true. As we are going to talk about this real quickly here, I want to just as we're going to pivot, excuse me, into Q&A. I have one more question I really thought of.
Mhm.
um just to whet the appetite to those as we're going to QA, what's one thing that you've learned? 'Cause you talked about buyer persona, not knowing about buyer persona, that's important. But what is one piece of advice you would give to somebody like yourself, just leaving high school? They want to get into tech sales. What's one piece of advice that you would give them before we move over to the Q&A section?
What separates the winners from the losers is you able to deal with a lot of stress and you be able to go to and having consistency. I'm gonna tell you straight right now, if you want to get into anything in your life that you want to say business, do stuff like that, you're gonna suffer, you're gonna go through pain. Every entrepreneur went through it, but the thing that separated them from the pack, they just kept going. That's literally the
Yeah,
symbol of it. They just kept going. It's going to suck. Life sucks. Welcome to the real world. It sucks. It's not all
yeah.
rainbows and sunshine. You're gonna feel like crap most of the time. You're gonna wake up. You don't want to do this. Blah blah blah. That's what separates you from the winners from the losers. That's what I can tell you.
That's true. Consistency is definitely key. Consistency, consistency, consistency. All right, y'all. So thank you so much, LinkedIn family. If you want to find out, if you want to have more of this conversation, if you want to continue to see us and talk with us, go over and jump over to the YouTube side. It's in the information below at the bottom of the screen. So go ahead and jump over to that side. Right now, we're going to jump into a commercial, and then after that commercial from one of our sponsors, we'll be heading over to YouTube for that Q&A. See you on the other side. Hey, I didn't forget about you. You're a person that needs to be in a place where you are working close with someone else, a mentor, a friend, someone that could take you to the deeper and more intricate parts about being a sales engineer, but you don't know where to go. Learnful is a program that allows you to work with people that are high ranking sales engineers, solution architects, solutions advisors, and they're able to not only mentor you, but teach you the ways to become a sales engineer that can be impactful for you. If you think that Learnful is for you, go ahead and click on the link below for more information. You can use my promo code Joseph150 to be able to save. Go ahead and click the link below. And now back to our show. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. YouTube family, thank you guys for rocking with us. I love to give the YouTube family extra because they are such a great community. You guys are awesome. And if y'all from LinkedIn coming over, welcome to the other side. Welcome to the other side. I'm gonna bring Sebastian on back here real quickly. But let's talk. Let's talk about the process because some people are still trying to find jobs right now. I want to go back to that job hunting idea. Let's break that down because I know from people that told me, I actually see Scott and said that you had plenty of gems. Let's talk about the really what you did. Let's break it down when it comes to looking for a job, finding that job, applying to that job. Let's break it down step by step what you did.
Okay. So this was my process, right? You could always mix and match or change it. So I didn't care about what certain field I want to work in. You know, some people want to work in fintech, ed tech, healthcare. No, I just wanted to work in tech. I didn't care what I was selling. As long as the product is good, the people believe in me. That's all I wanted. So you could want to do that. But what I tell people is choose 50 to 100 companies you personally want to work at, or companies you see just seem fit. They look cool, blah blah blah. Startups, whatever, right? And what you want to do is you want to prospect like your life depends on it. Because mind you, just choose 50 to 100 companies. You don't need
Uh
all
huh.
these big companies, everything like that. So what
Yeah.
you want to do is this was my process. I chose 2 to 3 sales managers, right? Because that's literally your buyer persona. Some people say contact the VP. The VP does not do anything unless you're a startup. If you're in a startup, then the VP will be the best person to reach out to. But if you're in a
Mm-hmm.
well-established company, you want to reach out to the sales manager because those are the direct people that will hire you. Those are your buyer personas. So the reason I chose 2 to 3 was right. I was like, okay, let's say this person doesn't answer. I got a backup upon a backup. You need your backups because if you just keep spamming one person not answering, then boom, there goes your opportunity. And basically, I just literally just put them in my own cadence. My cadence was this: I will apply, I'll find the 2 to 3 sales managers, I will email them. Then the next morning, around 8 or 9 a.m., depending on my day, or 4 to 5 p.m., I will cold call them, and
Mm.
I will leave them a voicemail.
Ooh,
And
let me pause you. Where'd you get their number from? Because they might, where did you get the number from?
I,
How do you call them?
I use Apollo.io. I liked it a
Yeah.
lot. It was very simple. Very simple. Just a very simple process. Like you could find a number easily. We also have Seamless AI, Signal Hire, and stuff like that. But I use Apollo. It was very simple.
So you cold call them on their cell phone,
Yes.
and you're like, bro, I need to work with you.
Yeah.
How did that go? What was that conversation like?
So this is my conversation, right? I was like, "Hey, John, this is Sebastian. Sebastian, I'm a recent applicant that applied to this specific role at this specific company. I'm just reaching out because I'm expressing my big interest in the role, and I think I can add a significant value to your team and everything like that. That's how I put it in. And when I tell you that their mouth dropped to their feet,
Yeah.
it's like you're like the first person to ever cold call me before. I was like, ah.
Ooh.
I was like, hey, I mean, look, thank you for it. I was like, yo, like, I got that all the time, man. Like, I'm not even trying to like, I impress people so
Yeah.
much. I impress people so much. It was like, yeah, look, when you get some more experience or everything like that, we'll be in your DMs, blah blah blah. It was like they was just really impressed, like with the work
Mm.
I was doing. So it was crazy.
Ooh, I gotta pause you there. I mean, we're gonna keep going back to it, but you just said that you were literally securing your jobs for the future. Like they're straight up saying, like, listen, get to a company, get a little bit more experience, and I'm gonna holler at you later. Like that is so valuable what you just said about cold calling them. That's honestly one of the things that we haven't even really kind of talked about on this channel is cold calling the hiring manager. We talk about cold emailing them, sending them a video, but cold calling them, no pun intended, but that's cold. That's cold.
Yeah, bro. Cause I was like, bro, cause like I was trying to understand my situation and the thing I was in, right? I'm a dude coming from fast food who's 18 years old. I'm competing with grown people who have years and years of experience in me. They got like
Mm.
who have years and years of experience in me. They got this cert. They got this cert. They went to college. This person went to Stanford. So I'm like, all right, I'm competing with this
Wow.
much people. There's no way in world somebody's gonna look at my resume that cool and crazy and be like, all right, we can let them in. Nobody was in my DM. So I was like, all right,
Mm.
I gotta get my foot on their neck and put myself out there and tell them, look, I'm willing to work harder than anybody you got. I don't care about if they got this and that. I'm willing to do this. So I was like, all right, we have to do the job to get the job, which I say every single time, but people just do not seem to get that in their head. But I'm just like, all right, you can do you. For you to do something, you have to do the things that it takes to get there. You think you're gonna get all big and buff without working out every single day, dieting, tracking your macros, doing this and that? No.
Speak on it, bro.
No, no, you have to do the things to get there. You think a millionaire became a millionaire over a night? No, he had to go through pain, suffering, grinding. He had to go through. Oh, he might even make payroll that night just to become a millionaire, a billionaire, whatever. Like it's a grind. Like that's why I tell people. So I did the cold call them, I cold emailed them, I even texted them on their phone too. I had like a prompt. I use all Chat GPT.
You are bold.
Yeah. Cause like if they didn't answer my voicemail or my call or call me back, I was like, all right, I'm texting you. And they read it too. I know they read it, but they
You can
just like
see
try
it.
to ignore it. Oh yeah, there was something I read it. I know they did. Yeah, so I would text them too. I had a prompt for my Chat GPT. I was like, all right, this is much I'm gonna use to text recruiters on their phones, and I just kept repeating the process. I kept doing it over and over and over again until it got to a point where I was just like, all right, they either rejected me or they don't want to do it. All right, on to the next. Like it was crazy.
Listen, yeah, I'm soaking this up right now. I'm smiling ear to ear because this is the type of tenacity that I had. Besides the cold calling, this is the type
Mm,
of tenacity I had when I was first getting into it because I knew my life depended on it. You know what I mean? Like my family, everything that I'm doing in this particular moment, it depended on me getting into tech. Right? Of course, first of all, God, depending on God leading and guiding me first personally. But thinking about what you're saying right now, and I even put in the comment section. I said, I said, get my foot on their neck. That get my foot on their neck. It's so true. Like that type of tenacity that you need to get into this industry, especially when you don't have a degree, right? You don't have a college degree, but you are doing it. Let me go to the comment section real quickly because Scott said, Joseph, I told you, he got some cold game. Youngin is a shooter. He must have heard you talk before. And then tech job, Tina says, is how you do it. Do the job to get the job. Absolutely. And I think that the reason why I like to have these conversations because it further emphasizes that point. Like no degree, just out of high school, and you were able to land a job and you're able to do it. So let's break down now that you are with that particular company. Let's talk about your experiences with this particular company now, right? You with I won't say the name, I don't have to say the name, but you're with your particular company, right?
mm.
You do this outreach to them. What was their response to you? And then what was the hiring process after that? What did it look like?
It was such a beautiful process. It was like I was like, goodness gracious. Well, what happened was one day, so that day I was gonna drive to VA because I was driving back and forth from VA to Bowie, Maryland, to like try to get my foot in the door for these hybrid roles in Tyson's Corner and
Yes.
everything like that. So I was at Burger King because it was a CVS. I was at Burger King in my car. I was like, all right, it's time to call him because I always called around like 8, 10 a.m. So I pick up, be like, hello. I was like, oh hey, how you doing? It's Sebastien calling from. I was a recent applicant that applied to this role, so I'm here just expressing my interest in the role and blah blah blah. And it was a brief pause. He was like, "You're the first person to ever cold call me."
He's impressed.
Then he started going in from there. He's like, bro, I cold call my manager to get a job and stuff like that. He's like, all right, this is what my company does. You know about our company? He's like, yeah. All right, so this is what our company does. You're gonna be doing this if you came into the job, blah blah blah, whatever, blah blah blah. And he was like, all right, bet I'm gonna set up an interview with you. A week later, I got the offer. 1 week,
Wow. And how many rounds of interviews did you have to go through?
3 rounds.
Nice.
I
Three
don't think.
rounds.
Yeah, for so if it's a well established company, it should be 3 rounds. But if it's a startup, you might expect a lot of rounds to look. It's a startup, so they have a lot of they're spending money on you, so they do got to like go through like a lot of rounds with you. So I'm understanding that part too. But for a well established company, 3 rounds.
Man alive. Man alive. So you get through the interview process, they are excited to hire you, and you get to the job. And what are some of the perks that you automatically experience? Like I know because you're working remotely, I assume, right? You work from home.
Yeah.
So what are some of the perks that you experience right off the bat?
So honestly, the biggest perk for me is like I just have more time on my hands to like be more creative or everything like that. But I use that
Mm,
time very wisely. Like I don't try to waste my time most of the time. I could wake up, do the things I gotta do, and boom, I'm just straight to work. Like I just come
wow.
upstairs and like get on my computer. That's the biggest thing I can do. And look, if I was doing hybrid, I wouldn't be complaining too, because like, look, I'm gonna still be grinding. But being at the crib, you in your own space, your own area, and everything like that, it is a very great luxury. I'm not gonna lie.
It is, man. I don't worry, y'all. I didn't forget y'all. We're gonna go to the comment section now because this is the Q&A portion. I see a question that just came through. Does your company have a growth trajectory for their employees? This is also an important factor when looking for a role.
Yes. So before I even applied to any company, I always looked at Glassdoor. I always looked at rep view. A lot of people still don't know what RepView is, but I think we should push that out there a little more. Yes, use RepView. I looked at my company at
Mm.
RepView. I looked at every company at RepView, and before I even applied, I looked at it. I was like, okay, I'll be good here. So I applied after that. I did my research on the company before I even applied, so I just don't waste my time.
Yeah, I think it's a wise thing to do because I'm not gonna go into detail, but I know that there was somebody that reached out to me about a company. And I was like, "Okay, cool, it sounds good." And then I looked them up on Glassdoor, and but can I tell you the worst review I've ever seen in my life? Like, I won't even hit anything. I'll just say, like, "Listen," and I had to just back out. I'd be like, "You know what? Thanks, but no thank you." Because what I'm seeing right here, and you have to do your due diligence. It's up to you at that point to do your due diligence and research. But she just to go back to that question, absolutely right. Growth trajectory for the employees is very important. If that's something that you don't see, um, you can, and this is me speaking, but you can basically kind of like say, okay, I'll use what I can, grow where I can, but when I feel like I've climaxed and it's not anywhere for me to grow, time for me to go. That's just me. But that's where I stand. But that was definitely great to say. And I just got a fire emoji from taking back Monday. Fire emoji. Boom. Because you dropping it, brother. You dropping it. All right. So that was a great question, by the way. Anybody else has questions, you could go ahead and put in the chat. And once I see them, I'll put it up as well. But let me go to this comment section real quickly because I don't know if I read this one, but keep your head up, young brother. You're going to be a powerhouse in this field. Once it all clicks for you, game over. I got faith in you, bro. Millionaire coming in the future. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, brother.
Absolutely. That you could tell that right away. So let's go. Let's keep going now. So you get to your job. You're doing strictly outbound, which is what I do as well. I might get a couple inbounds, but it's like a marketing qualified lead. Like somebody clicked on it and said they're interested to learn more. It's not really an inbound like that. You still got to do hunting.
Uh,
So
those are the
let's.
leads. Those are leads like you probably just yeah, you just looking through your CRM, your account executive probably just sent you like a lead real quick. You like, yo, trying to get up on this one. Was it like that?
Yeah, so for my company, it's a marketing qualified lead. That means that marketing department, they put out some marketing material and somebody clicked on something and said they're interested to find out more. That's basically what it means. And so for us, we still gotta
Um,
go and find them. We gotta hunt them down. I got one last week and the guy still didn't get back to me. I thought you were interested. So we work it. So that's that. But could you talk about being an outbound and the things that you've learned while being there? Some things to avoid and some things that you should try to do.
yo, you gotta be on point. You cannot slip up, man. What I could tell you, two things, right? You have to be very, very no, even with life, you have to be very, very analytical. You have to look at the board, the game, and it's like, what is the best move I can make possible? What is gonna work best for me? And two, you have to really hone in on who your ideal customer profile, who your buyer persona is, because you have to. You have
Mm,
to talk to the right people. You have to know if their company is valuable. What is like even before, like, oh, okay, would this be a good company I could bring on board that my account executive could probably close a deal with? Are they profitable? What is a target market? What is my vertical? What are they even in my target market? Everything you have to look at everything very analytical. You have to very hone in onto that. You have to know who are the people you are talking to, who are the key decision makers. You have to, because if you don't, you're not gonna get people on the phone. You're not gonna talk to the right person. You're not gonna book any meetings. It's just about to be a hellhole for you at that point.
you'd be wasting a lot of time. We call it people mapping within my company. And that's basically, okay, you're not really going to bother, like you said earlier. If it's a big company, the CEO is not going to be involved, the VP probably not. It really depends though. You might get a director. You might get somebody on that level that could be or somebody that's in charge of whatever
I
system
love
that you're
them.
trying to work into that.
I
You
love
know,
directors. I love the
yeah,
directors. I love them so much.
yeah.
I also love COOs. They're very cool people.
hmm Yeah, uh, they're in charge of operations, and a lot of what we do when it comes to SaaS is about operations. And so, and let me talk about that. What are some experiences you experienced on the phone that you like? Oh man, like I have some stories here. Like, what are some stories that you experienced working the job that like people will be like laughing about if they ever heard about it?
Oh my, yo. I mean, like, oh, they hand it to you, bro. Like, yo, people, I think, y'all, like, when I tell you, it's not a walk in the park. It's not. There's people who just don't care. They will hang up on you, say they're not
Oh yeah,
interested. Like, they'll be aggressive with you. They don't even care. And like, but that all depends on where you're selling it to. So I'll put it like this: if you work in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area around that place, good luck. You're you have to talk. You have to know who. That's why I say you have to know who you're talking to, yo. Because like you have to
yeah,
come different with the people you're talking to. But there's a
yeah.
difference. Be like, yo, if you talk to the people in Texas, look, I love the people in Texas when I talk to them. So nice, so cool, bro. They might even get on a meeting with you because you just made them
Just
happy.
just to be nice, yeah,
But if you go to New York, New Jersey, everything like that, you gotta talk. You gotta be on point with your words. You cannot slip up because if you do, they will cook you. Beep, or it'd be like, yo, speak up, bro. I can't hear you, bro. What you talking
yeah,
about? Oh, I'm not
yeah.
interested. Beep.
Yep, yep, yeah. That's a good point. Regions are important too. Understanding different regions. I spoke to an account executive about this the other day. He's like, he's the opposite. He loves the northeastern side because they're straight up. They'll get to the point. They'll say if it's no or not, so you can move on.
Mhm.
But it's so true. Like when, like if I get a New York account, I'll be like, listen, yo, oh, you guys are from da da da. I'll talk about where I'm from real quickly, try to break the ice. They're like, yeah, I know how I was from. I'm from da 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 da. And even the tone of my voice changes depending on what region I'm talking to. Now, I made one mistake that was embarrassing to me, but it worked. I booked a call and I happened to have a country accent all of a sudden. Like it just came out of nowhere. And I was talking to
Uh-huh.
somebody from the real country and like, yeah, this right here, I just changed up real quick. I was like, what did this happen? And I told my manager too. I told her, like, yeah, this happened. So if you listen to my gong call, just
Uh-huh.
know that just happened out of nowhere. And she's like laughing because she's from the South. And she's like, no, nah, don't worry. It's like a term of endearment. You're good. Uh, but
Facts.
but it happens like regions and where you're calling to, which accounts are, which regions are important, man. I gotta pull up this question for you from
Mhm.
from Operation Tech Takeover. Have you tried video prospecting yet?
Okay, so I did make a video on this. That I was gonna do two things, right? The one of these things was going to be very, very bold, but at the same time, I just didn't care. What I was gonna do, I was gonna record a video of myself and stuff like that, post it on LinkedIn, but even tag the company and the hiring managers in there so everybody will see it.
Mm,
I think that's a good way you could do that. But like your video gotta be very good, like everything like that. But that was a bold way of doing it. But I did not do any Loom videos, which I wish I did. And if I
mhm,
did, I would have done two things. I would have done a 30, 60, 90-day plan talking about, all right, this is how I ramp up as an SDR during this time. This is how I'll get your prospects. Or I'll literally get a prospect for them, like in the right vertical, in the right region, everything like that. I'll probably just send it to them. Be like, hey, you can look into this account because they're in this area. They have this much customers, this much revenue, and this. I know this lines up with your goals and values about the people you want to bring on. So I'm just gonna
mm.
send this away for you. Yo, if you do that, if you send somebody a prospects, bro, have a list of them, you're in. You literally did literally did exactly what you're going to do anyway. So those are my two plans, but I just didn't get to it because I landed my job, which I'm grateful for.
Wow. No, that's great. And let me ask you this: did you do video prospecting while on the job for a BP? Did you do that while you're on the job, or you just did strictly cold calling, cold emails, LinkedIn outreach?
So strictly cold calling, cold emailing. The only time I would ever think about doing it if I just know I could. I don't know, cause look, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. It does take time. It does take time. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great way, but you just gotta be very like it's very time consuming. You just got a lot of things you have to do every single day. So I'll do it probably for a specific person that I know I could get. I'll put it like that. Like I will, yeah. I write like I have cold email templates I write too. So like what I like to do, hey look, I'm gonna drop you out some like just something I do, right? So you probably know with the vertical and the region you call it, you probably know the specific pain points and the specific like things you will talk about depending on that region, right?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I'll just write cold email templates about the region and the thing I'm calling into, and
Mm.
I'll put their name into it and whatever like that because I already know what the pain points they got. I already know
Yeah.
what they want and things they need. So just doing that, that's free game, and it's like honestly, like I think people should start doing that.
Got you, got you. Yeah, I totally agree. For us, for me specifically, my main areas of find pain points is Google reviews because Google reviews will tell me what the inefficiencies are. Oh,
Mm.
I was waiting too long on the waiting room,
Uh-huh.
or their website and say, okay, these areas are not automated, which we are not these areas are a little bit deficient because they're just paper and pen where we bring automation to that. And so that's where I kind of could even construct certain sort of like emails. And you talk about cold emails. Now let's break that down for some people because some people might think a cold email might be like an essay. When you're in this industry,
No,
it is far from that. It's like
four. I think 4 sentences max. They say four
as
sentences.
concise as possible.
Yeah, like I would. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. So I even give you an example of a cold email I recently just write. It took what like 5 minutes. Because here's the thing. So what do you use to look up information? I use Zoom Info. What do y'all use?
Yeah, we use Zoom Info as well. Me personally, depending on if I just want to get something fast, I use Apollo myself, Apollo.io. So yeah.
Mm. So I use Zoom Info to get information, and yo, I honestly love Zoom Info, man. It's really great because so Zoom Info will give me at least 4 or 5 things I could go off, which is very powerful. So I could look at their company growth and see how much people they're hiring. I could look at the region, like how many people work in these amount of states. I could
Yeah.
look at the technology that they usually dropped or gained. That's a powerful tool if people use that too. I could look
Yeah.
at if they recently just got funded, and you could just go to Scoops, the Scoops part right there too, and just see what they're about. So you could get
Yeah.
information. And if you can't find information, bro, just go to the company website and you can look at the news articles and everything like that.
Everything's there. You get the 10K report if you do a Google search as well, so you can see all
Yeah.
that information as well. If you really want to dive deep into their financials and see again pain points and where you can provide solutions. So
Yeah.
this is definitely good. Mitch said, "New Jersey, good luck."
Oh,
Yeah, he's
tell me about it, bro.
yeah, it's rough around here. This is where I'm
Yeah.
from, so I totally get it. And then also, Tech Job Tina says you are so right. My southern prospects are so different from the northern ones,
Oh my,
and
like I haven't. They're so different. Honestly, I don't know that much about the Cali and the very West Coast. I never really talked to them that much. How is it? Have
yeah,
you talked to them, bro? What are they like?
yeah. Cali, it really depends. Like it depends on the time you call, but they're like semi. They could be nice, but if
Mhm.
they feel like it's something that is not in their wheelhouse, they'll kind of like, okay, thank you, no, I'm good. But yeah, when it comes to the South, it really depends. Because where I work with practices, medical practices. So
Oh,
they're all stressed out.
yo, I feel so bad for you, yo. I feel so bad for you, bro. I'm sorry, though. They
Yeah,
are. Oh my gosh,
because you got to think
bro.
about it. Their days are so full of patients that are
I
complaining, long waiting rooms,
know.
stuff like that. So I'm so glad I'm in this industry because I deal with people that are high stressed. If I moved to any other part of any other industry, I'm like, oh, this is a breeze. And plus, before that, I did solar sales, like calling like crazy over the phone for the past 3 years. So I had a lot of reps when it comes to cold calling. But for me, I like this particular field right now because, like you said, it's a lot of people that they're really quick to be like, listen, I don't got time for this. And I'll be like, I know you don't got time. Let me tell you why this is worth your time. And then you kind of go into that like maneuvering the conversation around to realize that the value that you're providing over the phone. Because you like Sebastian, like you're interrupting their day, right? When you
Mhm.
call them, you are interrupting their day.
Yes. Like, look, you're interrupting the day, but like, I don't people say the medical stuff, like, and you try to call on to the doctor and stuff like that. And if you get on the phone, bro, I'm sorry, I might try and be funny. Like, 9 out of 10, bro, you might not even close that deal, bro. Like, there's so much going on with these medical stuff like that, bro.
Mhm.
They just like they be like, no, not interested. Boom, hang up, bro. One time I had
Yeah.
this medical doctor I called on to, right? I was like, hey, how you doing today? Blah blah blah. And she's like, okay, let me get down to your information, right? And she's like, all right, I'm getting my pen. Beep. I was like,
Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm calling you tomorrow then. You have to have that mentality of like, I'm not giving up on you. And that's
yeah.
why I've even seen ops that have about some accounts that have like 4 or 5 ops on them because they
Mhm.
saw us 4 or 5 times and they still couldn't make a decision on us. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You work out of your last ops bucket a lot or no?
That's a good question. So what I do is I work out of different areas when it comes to this. I take counts from working on Salesforce. I take
Mm,
accounts that are, they have a whole plethora of them, right? Probably
mm,
100 accounts or whatever. And
mm,
I look for those that haven't been contacted in 30 days. That's one,
mm,
and I put them all in this area called task. And I take
mm,
from there. I take from other places as well. Some accounts I go through them and see, okay, what has happened to them before? Oh, I want to target this one because they just got a new practice manager, or they got a new something here. So they're going to transition. We could help with that. So
mm,
I've tried to find different accounts and then try to focus on about 15 accounts for that week, maybe week and a half before substituting other ones in so that I could really work on them, calling them multiple times a day. They'll be like, "You just called us." I'm like, "Oh, really? I think I forgot. I called so many people. I'm so sorry." And then just go
mm.
right into it. Like you said earlier, you have to have a callus. And like Operation Takeover says, yes, medical is crazy stressful. It is. It is. He said, I probably just got cussed out before you called to be. Oh, that's a good point. He works in the medical practice, and he's like, I probably just got cussed out by a customer or whatever the case may be before you call. So when we call them, they're like, listen, this better be good because I'm not looking to deal with this right now.
You
And
got
then
to,
I
bro.
Oh, yeah, I just saw this comment here, and then I'm gonna let you talk, Sebastian, because I want you to. We're getting close to time, but I want you to leave with some gems for everybody. So you can ask Bard AI, and that's a super great tool to find a lot of information about a company.
Mm.
Bard AI, similar to ChatGPT, um, I believe. But yeah, you could use that to find out a lot about a company. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. What do you use AI in your work on a daily basis?
Nah. We really don't use AI. And the only time I need AI if there's something I'm really, really trying to be concise on a message. But so I used to be very afraid of cold emails, but I was like, they're kind of easy in the sense like, look, if we just find one pain point or one thing you could work on, you could write 4 sentences real quick in 5 minutes. It does not take that long, man. Honestly, because
Yeah.
like here's what I do, right? I find one situation, I go in and I'm like, hey John, I was like, I just have like a try to catchy subject on like, hey John, I was just doing research on your company. One, people love that because one, you actually came with some value. If you come into a cold
Hmm.
email, you just try to pitch something, you're not going to close the deal. Just want to let you know that. Hey John, I was doing
Hmm.
research on your company. I noticed X Y Z in your company, and in the third line, be like, hey, we partner with this X Y Z. We help people in your field, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and we see an increase and a decrease and something like that. Just depending on whatever you use.
Hmm.
Is it worth a chat? That's it. That's simple. You're not
That's
selling
simple.
anything. You're, you're not selling anything. You're not doing anything. Blah blah blah. You're just saying you just saw a pain point. You say, hey, we work with people in this area. Does it seem like a worth a chat? See if we can bring on board. To see if it be a good fit. Send an email. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that when it comes to cold emails, that it doesn't. The longer, the worse it might be. It'll just get lost. They don't got time to read that, but if they read it in a snapshot, see that the value proposition is there. You're struggling in this area. This is the issue that you're having, but we can provide X, Y, and Z result. They'll definitely be able to listen to you more for
Yeah.
sure. And so thank you everybody, first of all, for rocking with us and tuning with us and moving over from LinkedIn to YouTube. If you haven't done that before, this is your first time. We appreciate that. I wanted to just give you free reign as we're looking to close and take as much time as you need. But I wanted to ask you, what are some gems, as Scott said, because he said you got a lot of them. So what are some gems that you want to just share with the people? You can do a rapid fire, like boom, 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 like however you want to do it. But what are some gems that you want to leave for the people that are looking to either get into tech sales or already are in the field?
Okay. Number one, nobody's coming to save you at all. I'm gonna keep it straight up. Us as human beings, we don't care that much. We are selfish human beings, meaning that we only care about what's in it for us most of the time. We don't care about the other person. So when I mean nobody's coming to save you, I mean even you get closer, your family. So I put it like this: let's say I got an issue, and I tell my family, maybe for a day or two to be with me, but they're back onto their own lives. They got things they got to do. They got bills they worry about. They worry about this and that. So nobody's gonna come wake you up in the morning at 6 a.m. Tell you go to the gym and to do this work. Nobody. You have to do it yourself. That's the
Mm.
biggest thing I can tell you. And another thing I can tell you is life sucks, life is painful, life is hard, blah blah blah, whatever. It's crap most of the time. Most of the time you're not gonna feel like doing the things you want to do, blah blah blah. I get it. We all do. But there's things you have to do to get to that certain point echelon in that area of life that you want. And you're gonna have to go through it. Every person goes through it. Everybody. So like what we gotta do is just suck it up, realize this is life, but it's always worth it in the end. You might not see the grind for the first month, you might not see it for the second month, you might not see it for the third month, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. But boom, it's like that dude who's shoveling. He's very getting close to the diamonds, and you've seen that picture before, and he gave up. But he was this close. So you just got to keep going. You have to. Every entrepreneur does it. I promise you. They struggle with payroll. They don't know how to pay this customer. They probably lost all the money, but they just kept going and they built something great. And what I could leave off with also is, look, this tech job journey is very worth it. But the type of person you're gonna have to be to become and to get it, you're not gonna like it at all. I'll tell you this straight up right now. You're
Mm.
not gonna like the person you're gonna have to become. You're gonna have to be very selfish with your time. You're going to have to hone in. And I tell this for the older people. I told this for the older people, right? I
Mm.
understand you might have kids and everything like that. I truly understand. But I want you to understand that means you're gonna have to work 80 times harder than I did to get the job because I don't have any responsibilities like that. And of course I grinded, of course I put in the hours. But I was like, look, every free time you get, you cannot waste it at all. Because if you
Mm.
waste it, it's done for. You don't have time. Time is not on your side at all. It's never on your side. But for people who have responsibilities, a house, mortgage, they work in a job themselves, you don't have time at all. Time is not your friend. So you have to really hone in at every single minute, second, hour you have by yourself. If you wanted to break into tech, you have to use it every single time. If not, you're not going to change that family situation at home. You're not. It's impossible. So that's
Yeah.
that's something I can leave off with.
Wise beyond his years, Sebastian Solomon. I appreciate you so much. We do have a couple of questions that did come in the last minute, so I want to be fair to y'all. And it's about two questions here. But the first question is: have you been able to find a balance from working and turning it off at the end of the day, or do you find yourself still working?
No, I don't, and it's a problem. It's a problem I like having. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, for you to be for look, the people who are very top in this world, echelon, whatever, they are crazy. They are madmen. They are very unbalanced. You have to be. There's certain things that just comes with it. Like I'm gonna tell like Troy. Troy is a madman. That boy pulls out a course out of his behind every single week. Every week. Troy is a madman. You think Troy like the person
He's got
Troy,
fire.
Troy is not balanced at all. He has to be unbalanced. Like there's certain things you're gonna have to. There's certain things that come with it. So I know I work after I work after meaning I'll after I get off I'm recording content, I'm editing it, and I repeat it the
Mhm.
same day, and I go to bed around 9:30. That's it. I still work
Mm.
after that. I have to. I need to. I
Yeah.
want to. That's how I do it.
I think the word I like to, because this is something that came up to me as well. As you all know, if you don't know, I'm a husband, I'm a father. We have 6 children together. I have a
Woo!
lot on my plate. Yeah, I know. I got a lot on my plate. And so when it comes to being consistent with content creation, when it comes to being consistent at my job, what I like to say is instead of balance, I believe it's prioritization. I believe in prioritization, which means that at this particular time, right now, I'm in here with Sebastian and y'all. I'm prioritizing this. But as soon as I clock out and clock out of this, I'm prioritizing my family. So it's like, okay, what time do you have in the day, and how are you prioritizing those time for that particular time? Because otherwise, if you're looking for balance, you're never really gonna find it. There's always gonna be an imbalance, in the sense
Always.
that there's nothing that's gonna be, and if you do find some quote unquote form of balance, that means something is lacking. that shouldn't be lacking. So for me, it's about prioritization and realizing that in this particular moment, I need to focus on X, Y, and Z. And the next moment, I need to focus on X, Y, and Z. And the next moment, I need to focus on X, Y, and Z. And like my brother said, I need to focus on sleep at 9:30. So I'm going to bed at 9:30 to wake up
Yes.
early to do what you do, right? Prioritization to me is key.
Yeah. Everything comes with a
And
cost. I'll tell you that.
what up, Mia? Sorry, Sebastian, you were gonna say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying, like everything comes with a cost, and
Yeah.
if you're that person, if you have to be willing to pay that price. That's how it goes. That's the I can tell you that.
Mm, mm. Wisdom, brother. You got wisdom beyond your years, brother. And I'm glad to see it, man. I'm glad to see it. So James had a question. He said, should the cover letter be short and sweet as well? He said, I've been using ChatGPT for cover letters and they are coming out very long. They are. I'm gonna let you answer this one after mine, but just real simple. I would say, whatever prompt you put in there, just tell them to do it in a certain amount of words. Like, let's say I don't want to give you a specific one because I can't visualize it right now in my head. But let's say 150 words or 100 words, whatever. Just say like tell the prompt and tell them to do it in how many words you want it to be done. Or you could just simply go back and once they completed with that prompt, you completed creating that cover letter, you could go ahead and do your edits, which I recommend you do anyway. You don't want to just copy and paste. You want to kind of like go in there and make sure everything is close to the way you want it to be said. Because I like to say this, AI is a guide. It's a guide. Sometimes some
Mhm.
things come out great, but it's a guide. So you definitely want to be able to kind of tailor it and mold it the way you want. But go ahead. What you can say about that?
Okay, so um, okay, so just psychology, real quick. No, just life. Humans have a very, very, very low attention span. You have to be very quick, concise to the point. If you're there blabbing all that stuff, they're not gonna pay attention to you. That's how it goes. So everything, every message, everything you say has to be quick, concise to the point where they'll get it. So just remember that in the back of your head. If you're reading this, you'd be like, "Dang, would I actually pay attention to this?" And
Mm.
number two is I never wrote personally cover letters because I was like, I'm not wasting my time doing this. I'm trying to get my butt in the door. I'm calling them. Sorry. So I never did cover letters. But if you do want to do, but look, if it's for a specific company you personally want to work at, and if you know that cover letter would do it, do it. But like very quick, short, concise to the point. Stop wasting these people's time, bro. Like I want you to think of
Mm.
this. They have thousands of applications going on. They have other things going on, whatever. They have interviews they're going through. You think you writing down long cover letter is going to add some value to it? No.
Mm.
Stand out. Be different. Think. If you were reading this, is this something I would actually like? And if it's a no, get back to the revision board and do it over and over again until you can actually be confident and think about a sense of them.
Mm. Oh man, that's good. That's so good. I'm actually last question. I got one more question here, and then I gotta give it to Mia because it's Mia. Hey, what up, Mia? It's been a long time. She said I have never written a cover letter. LOL. She's like I
Yeah.
never did that. Mitch said prioritization. I like that. Yeah, that's the word for me. What do I need to prioritize at this moment? I have to go to rehearsal. Let me prioritize that. Come back home. Prioritize the kids. What I need to prioritize in the moment. And then Mia had a question I want to make sure I get to you and then I'm gonna end it off of this note that Scott left here. I thought was really good. He said, Mia says, I have a question. So it takes a while to get in the flow of your work. How do you get focused quicker? Like, how do you get focused? Like, boom.
So I don't want to get all psychological on these people and stuff like that, but it's a book I read called Molecule More, but it's called Dopamine. We're not gonna get into
Mm,
it, but I'll tell you this right now. I I'm not on social media at all. I'm not on. I'm not scrolling YouTube, TikTok. I'm not on that at the day at all. That protects my brain points and everything like that. Because I'm putting a scenario like this. Let's
mm,
say you go on vacation for 1 week. You in a club. You on a jet ski. You on a yacht, and
yeah.
boom, you come home on a Monday. You think you can be motivated or have any energy at all to do work at all? No. You was having all
Mm,
that fun, all the spikes of whatever, and you and boom, you're back home. You're not gonna want to do work. Nobody does. So what I did during my whole process and still do now, I'm not on social media unless I need to post or be on it. And
mm,
I don't watch any other videos. All I do, I would just read. I just like this is the only thing I do. Work is my biggest thing. That's the only thing I'm focused on. I barely listen to music either or two.
I
I
like
know
that.
it gets very crazy, but like what? Yeah, I just took out the things that I know that's gonna give me like a spike in my energy or dopamine, all that stuff, and I took it away. I don't use it. I don't listen to it throughout the day at all because and it makes me more motivated to do the work. It's like I got nothing else to do but work. So that's why I can
Yeah.
tell you that.
So let me actually pull it up here because you said that somebody had a question about the book. Is it called Dopamine Nation? Is that the one? What's the name of the book?
No, it's called the molecule of more.
Molecule of More. And that's by, I'm just looking up right now. That is by Daniel Z. Lieberman. Is that the right one?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just share it on the screen in case somebody's looking for it. But here is the book because I want to make sure that you guys because hey, like I'm like that too. Like if I find a book, I'm gonna let me see if there's actually a hardcover book. Oh, this is let me see. All right, I found it. Yeah, I'm gonna share this with you guys. Copy link and I'll put it in the chat. So if you're on YouTube, you're gonna see it. The Molecule of More by Daniel Z. Huberman. Yeah, no, that's good. I like that you did that, man. It's in the chat, so if you guys want to grab that book, go ahead and grab it right now while you're in there. Very good idea. Like so, basically, you just shut down everything. You do not allow yourself to be consumed by anything, and you just kind of like I'm gonna put it here. The Molecule More by Daniel Goodman. It's in the chat. I'm gonna pin it on YouTube so that way you guys have easier access to it. But no, I think that's great, man. You were actually challenging me on that one because I'm not gonna lie, especially being a father, I like to kind of like give an excuse to why my phone is present, even though I don't have it on. But that is challenging me, brother, in a good way. Let me put in
Yeah.
these comments. So,
Like I always try to preach, always be a creator and not a consumer at all. Cause
woo,
they're literally doing this. Yeah, like you literally the people you watch, the motivation people you watch, they're literally doing the thing that like it's literally a back end what they're doing. They created it. You think Elon
mm,
Musk is out on Twitter all day? It's like, bro, he trying to take over the world. He's not on this stuff at all. He
yeah,
just this is what they do. They learn through the process. They grind and they just record it and post it and just do like that. They're not consuming it. They're just always creating. They're always pushing out. That's what the people do.
yeah.
That's what that's what they do.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That was really good. So I definitely wanted to just say thank you so much, Sebastian. That's a great note to leave. Y'all go ahead and grab that book. If you find yourself distracted throughout your day, if you find yourself kind of like not feeling like you're being productive, go ahead and read that book and really kind of see because I'm about to buy it myself. I bought a Kindle version so I could get it right away. But really kind of like look and see like, okay, what is it that I'm missing here? What is it that I'm lacking? Like how can I get better in this particular area? No, that's good, man. That's good. I definitely appreciate that. And I'm gonna leave on this last note. Actually, EQ says fire, fire, fire.
Appreciate
Uh,
it, bro.
yeah, absolutely. And just so y'all know, his information is in the description below. So LinkedIn, I believe YouTube, his YouTube channel as well. Facebook was a Facebook one of the group things.
Nah,
There's a bunch of different links down there, and all of them were for Sebastian. So go ahead and check that out in the description. And we're gonna leave on this note from Sky. So Joseph, you are a guiding light. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for putting thought into your guests you bring on. And it's always insightful coming to challenge game knowledge from you and the guests. Now I appreciate that, man. That's the whole goal. Like I said this to Sebastian before we started. The reason why I started this channel because there was enough people doing stuff already. But the reason why I did it, the gap that I saw was, listen, I want to find out who people were before they got into tech because that is important. Who they were formed, their story prior to that, actually is some things that we can learn from and get better. Like I'm learning a lot from you, Sebastian, in this conversation. But two, they can make us realize that we can do it as well. And if we can do it as well, there's no excuse. I'm trying to remove the excuses, y'all, so that everybody in here can go after it. I mean, if you need some inspiration, just come back to this live and listen to Sebastian what he said because he said some stuff in there. He said some stuff, y'all. He really did. But with that being said, I really do appreciate you, Sebastian. Again, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that has signed on with us today. And like I always say, family, continue to lock in with us. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. If you're brand new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're going to be doing this every Saturday with a new guest that's coming on. So go ahead and subscribe. And until next time, family, I hope to see you on the other side. Take care.
Peace.